Namaste YouTube, welcome to Cafe Enoma and welcome to our reaction to the OASIS song Don't Look Back in Anger. This is, yes?
It says something like canon in D.
Okay.
So something about the musical note or the musical version of this one. So hopefully it's not too much of a problem to react to this and it's not different from the original. I hope not, because we have checked and the patron has checked who has requested this. The patron's name is AB23.
Yes.
And this is the first request incidentally we are doing of this patron. So OASIS, I have heard a couple of songs of theirs. They seem to be have been a very big band in the past in UK. That's all I basically know about them.
Okay.
So this is the first time for me listening to this song of theirs. What about you? Any chances of
OASIS,
hearing of
I have
OASIS?
not heard, but incidentally this was a choice of another patron of ours too. The same exact song by OASIS.
Same song.
Yes. So it is a nice coincidence that we are doing it, and it should be a good one then.
Okay, two patrons who requested the same song, but we are doing it for our patron AB23,
AB23, yeah.
not for the other patron.
No.
The other patron has his own requests, we'll be doing those. No repetition of requests ever on Enoma for patrons.
No.
Remember that, we are not like the others. Let's get started. Who run polls and what 500 people request, they play that. We are not like that. And they pay $500 for it. Stupidly enough. Let's get started. It's the first time single take honest reaction. Check out our Patreon page to learn more about us. If it's your first time here, it will enlighten you about the way we go about doing reactions such as this. I'm excited. I have high hopes for this one.
Oh, yes.
But if it doesn't live up to expectations, I have been known to be very
brutally
critical and
honest.
Yeah, brutally honest is the right word. Let's get started.
Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play? You said that you've never been, but all the things that you've seen
Like the
so
start.
fade away. So I start a revolution from my bed. Cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, summertime's in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace. Take that look from off your face. You ain't ever gonna burn my heart out. And so Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by. Her soul slides away, but don't look back in anger. I heard you say.
Love this. This is the way to write a song, to construct a song.
Take me to the place where you go, where nobody knows if it's not our day. But please don't put your life in the hands of a rock and roll band. We'll throw it all away. I'm gonna start a revolution
in today's session. Not only like, I love this. You could get it on the first listen. I was singing along by the second time that chorus or hook kicked in. Wow, this is beautiful. This is music. This is music. To know why I say this, please watch our earlier or reactions after this tonight. Depends when it's published.
Yeah.
But please watch that. You'll have a greater understanding of why I'm saying this is so good. This is a class act. I may have not heard much of the OASIS. I only know that they are a big band from the UK. I hope that's right. This is a masterpiece. This is the way to construct a song. The words were repeated towards the end, but you do have some substance to start off the song and in the middle of the song. The music was phenomenal. It backed up the vocals so well. And what vocals this guy has. All the other bands or artists tonight who we've reacted to can take a leaf from this guy's book. This is the way to sing a song. This is the way to end it. This is the way to write it, to create the music to back up the vocals. This is a great song. When you get a song the first time you listen to it like I did, you know it's good. I even want to sing along, but this is difficult to sing, right? For even a person like me. But I can give it my own little twist.
Okay.
Let me give it a shot before you start.
Yes.
So Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as she's walking on by. My soul slides away, but don't look back in anger. I heard you say. That was bad. That was bad in comparison to the lead vocalist of OASIS. This is how good they are. This is how good this was. Wow. That's all I have to say really. I loved it, I loved it, I loved it. I can get deep into the lyrics in a while. I do understand a bit of it. I connected with a lot of it.
Yeah.
So that's how I connected. I mean, I related to it. But I know it's much deeper than what I understood.
Okay.
This is a good song. A great song.
Okay, can we please bring the first few lines of the song? That was very, very poetic. Slipping into the eye, through the eye of your mind was something very profound. Slip inside the eye of your mind.
Don't you know you might find a better place to play? You said that you've never been, but all the things that you've seen will slowly fade away. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, first of all,
It sinks in, right? Slowly. It takes time. That's when you know it's written by someone who knows what they're talking about for a change.
wow, I loved his vocals. I loved it. I clapped towards the end because that was the highest, best it could get during the song. It was the best moment of the song. Towards the end, he really got that sweetness packed into those words. I loved it. He had so much to offer through his vocals. You connect with it, you feel it, you go along with him. You can't think anything else but the vocals, and there were great guitar solos. There was one very short one, and then there was one a full-fledged one. I liked both of them. So it was great guitar and the vocal act. Guitar playing and the vocal. I loved it. The rest of the things were playing along, but they were just to support everything that was going on.
Did you find the end pretty repetitive? It was said 3 times, right?
Yeah.
The chorus. Was it repetitive?
I won't say repetitive. Sometimes, the construction of a song is to give it a great closure, give it a nice closure, and people can understand where the emphasis is on. So that's why there are certain lines that are repeated a few times for people to understand that's where we are, emphasizing exactly. So I guess that's why it was done.
If I had to pick one thing that I did not like about this song or my critique, it would be that it was repeated 3 times towards the end, and it was a longish chorus.
Okay.
So that is my only critique of this. Else, everything about this song I liked.
For me, when
I
it
loved
happens,
everything
it
about
completes the song for me. I don't really look at it as a repeated thing. What happens is some songs are so short, just 2 lines here and 2 lines there, and then the same chorus is supposed to be repeated again and again. That's when it gets very annoying and you feel like it should have been half the length of the song. Why would you drag it on? But here I felt it gives a complete sense to the song. That's why.
For me, the most powerful line in this song is, don't look back in anger, I heard you say. So that puts everything in perspective. What this song is essentially about. Yes, there may be reasons to be pissed off. There may be reasons to be frustrated, to be annoyed, to be downright angry with that situation, with the person who's walking away. But in that moment, the words of wisdom, when they speak, you must listen to it. You must pay heed to them. You must follow them to the T. And what are the words of wisdom in this song? Don't look back in anger, I heard you say. That sums it up all for me. If only this was followed by all those people who walk their separate ways, they go their separate ways in relationships, who have divorces, who have nasty breakups. If all of them just carried on with their business, instead of, saying nasty things about their partners to future partners and even to their friends and colleagues and everybody around, to try to put them down in a nasty, uncouth way on social networking apps. So if they all just paid heed to these words, don't look back in anger. Your life is ahead of you. There's other fish in the sea. There's other things to do. Even if there's no other fish in the sea for you, there's other things to do. So that is definitely true. And this may be understood by a chosen few, but I leave that up to you because I see that wisdom in you.
Wow.
But anyway, the fact is, don't look back in anger.
Don't look back in anger.
I heard you say. That is the best line of this song for me. It does sum up what this band is about. When you get a song like this as a first request from a patron, this is something what you want to hear. You want to enrich your personal life. We as reactors, when we sit here, we are not only reacting. We do try to analyze it from our perspective. At the same time, we have a slightly selfish motive of enriching our lives through the music that we listen to.
Yes.
We want to entertain ourselves. At the same time, we want to educate ourselves. We want to make our daily lives a bit better than what it was yesterday. If we live
And
to tomorrow.
that's what was the agenda to begin with in the first place. And that information you can get in our intro video, which is on Patreon page. And the link to the Patreon page is in the description.
Yeah, so when this line came in and it was repeated so many times, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense, I tell you, because this cannot be learned the easy way. No. Lines like this, lines of wisdom, words of wisdom, you cannot learn from a textbook. Let's say you studied a lot of science in your life. You know A to Z of astronomy or physics or astrophysics or chemistry, organic chemistry, some other kind of chemistry. You know A to Z of your particular subject. You may have a PhD in it, you may have a double PhD in another subject, in chemistry or physics or science. But what those textbooks won't teach you is taught in this song. Don't look back in anger. There's a channel which is actually into reactions these days. It's called Chemical Reactions. That's what they're called. And their reactions must be chemical because they are pretty lame otherwise. That's all I can say. Anyway, so don't look back in anger. That is the most powerful line for me.
Don't look back in anger.
Yeah, I never look back in anger. I do get annoyed. At that time, I do get annoyed. There are two kinds of angers. One is the new anger in layman's terms.
Yeah, and one is the built-up one.
One is the old anger. The new anger, the old anger. The new anger is something that has happened just now.
Snap.
Right now, I snapped. Right now, I got angry about something. Right now, you got angry about something I said. It's your first time here and you snapped at something I said. Or in an earlier reaction, who knows, and you're coming here just to hit the dislike button. Down! You snapped and you reacted to that. You hit the dislike button on purpose. You knew this was a masterpiece. You knew this was a great song. You knew it was a great reaction, a pure reaction by Kirti, a great, honest first-time reaction by me. Yet you hit the dislike button. That's a new anger. It just happened. But they are old angers which sometimes build and build and build up inside for years and decades of a human being's life. And when it comes out, that eruption is worse than
Catastrophic.
a volcanic eruption. It can be disastrous. Many of the serial killers that have been studied, whatever could be studied of their lives in prison or wherever they are, their earlier life, their childhood, you will find almost 95% of them have old angers. So I love this line because this is how it all starts. You're going your own way, don't look back in anger. It's over.
Let
Move
it
on.
go.
Let it go. Move on. Live for the now. Live for this moment. Yes, you may be pissed off, but let it go. It may not seem easy all the time. But if this song was followed by all those people...
But the song gives an
once
idea about
again,
what to do as well.
Yeah, once...
Self-introspection.
Yeah, just let me complete this, then it's all yours for the
okay.
last 2-3 minutes. So if someone has a nasty breakup, divorce, if you just move on your separate way, there are even chances that you'll actually get back together in the future. It actually may build your relationship than separating it completely. It has happened to us. I speak from personal experience as well as professional experience. It has happened to Kirti and me. We have been together for over a decade. We've been married for more than 12 years now. But the fact is, there was a time, a few years ago, where we did separate. We actually separated. We had a disagreement about something. My anger played a role in that definitely at that time. We both walked our separate ways. It in fact lasted for 2 months, that separation. We did meet every weekend almost during those 2 months. But the fact is, the only reason we are here together as a couple once again today is because we followed this line. I didn't look back in anger. I said, yes, maybe this was wrong, what I did. I in fact looked at it as from my perspective. What did I do wrong? What did I do right? Let's analyze it. Let's do a SWOT analysis of myself in the relationship, because that's what I could control. Or at least some of it I could control. I can't control everything that I say and do. I do not know what I'll say next. And you won't know what I'll say next. So that is how uncontrollable our environment and life is at most times. So this is the line that saved us. Just because both of us didn't look back in anger, we realize these are the good things about each other. These are the things which are not so good. Let's work on them. I took it personally. Wherever I was wrong, I admitted it and I worked on it. I guess Kirti did the same in her own way. There was no compulsion on either part. It was as beautifully said as this. So that's why I said I majorly connected with the song. Because of that personal experience. Yes, I have a lot of professional experience with issues like this. But when it comes to your own life and you have dealt with it personally and come out on top, you know exactly how powerful those words are. So if things go wrong tomorrow, if you have to walk your separate ways for whatever reason, things may have not even gone wrong. You may not know what went wrong. What did I do wrong, you might say. But if you have to go on your separate paths for whatever reason, it may not even be a relationship here. Who knows? But definitely do not look back in anger. Anger is responsible for the deaths of over 1 billion people so far on our planet. These are the rough estimates I have from studying anger management for a long time in my life. More than 2 decades, because I'm a person who gets angry, who has dealt with that issue very well. Even today I get angry. I got angry today, a bit angry today that who requests such songs? But thankfully, since I didn't look back in anger, I was ready for this masterpiece.
You found oasis in the desert.
I found the oasis in the desert.
You know this.
All
song,
yours, Kirti. I did not allow you to speak enough. And it's not in my control whether you speak or don't speak, but I kind of, said a lot. To make more sense and to wind it up, whatever you want to say about this song, please share.
You
it with
already
me.
made so much sense, and whatever you
No, but
said, I
please
couldn't put
speak
it in
for
a
a
better
couple of
way.
minutes.
Yeah,
If you can.
But
If you want to.
this request, this song by Oasis actually came in like Oasis in the desert for us during this session, this stretch of sessions when we wear these two same clothes. of our recording, you can go ahead and watch all those all those videos as well, and you will realize why I'm saying it. So to get an idea, this song had a complete sense in it. This song was lyrically very beautiful, so much value to add to a person's life who's listening to it. Not something depressing, not something that motivates somebody else to take away the life of his or somebody else's, not something where, you know, it gets so nasty that it gets so aggressive that the person is talking all the crap about the partner who's left or who he thinks has cheated on him. Recently we gave a reaction to that as well, and people said you can't talk like that about big bands, and you know, if that's the case, that would be so many songs, but there is a way of putting things forward, and this is also a way of putting things forward. There are things that aren't working out, but then what kind of message you're giving to your listeners and people who appreciate you, that matters the most. I like the first few lines a lot, along with the chorus line, when he's talking about introspection, he's talking about soul searching, he's talking about slip into the eye of the mind. You know, we actually, Lord Shiva is supposed to have the only entity in Hindu religion who has the third eye. It's actually imagined, and people got this idea much later, that we have a eye for the mind as well. We have had it for thousands and thousands years in India. When he's literally, when pictures are made of his, he has got the eye on his forehead over here. He's the only entity who has third eye. Because of his wisdom, he had actually had so much wisdom to look at things, that he had the mind eye on him, and not too many people have that eye. But if you want to have it, you can have it. When you start looking inward in your brain, that's when that eye awakens, that's when that eye opens up, and that eye will tell you only this.
Yeah, most people are third eye blind.
That's a nice one. Some people are even second eye blind. They only look at one thing, like a horse. You know, horses are made to, they are put those covers on the side, blinders, so that they only look in the front and nothing else. Or a pig only looks at the nose straight, straight with the nose thing, angle. So that's how it is. But these songs are appreciated. These songs are what people need, and I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, so on that note, we'll bid you farewell. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening till the very end. Wow, I still remember that line. Don't look back in anger.
It lives up to its title. One of the only songs tonight.
The only song tonight.
Yeah.
That I loved.
Bye-bye.